You stand on Nagga's hill at Old Wick. The captains of every Iron Island are below you, drunk and shouting. You have been gone from these rocks for 2 years. The day Balon died, you came home. Asshai Greyjoy says it was you. Your brother Aeron says you are godless. The reader of Harlaw asks you what you brought back from Valyria. You smile. The horn is in your hand. A sailor takes it without flinching, and you already know what blowing it will do to him. Your name is Euron Greyjoy. You are the Crow's Eye. These men think they are choosing a king today. They are not. They are choosing the storm that comes next, the last storm.
You were the son of Lord Euron Greyjoy of Pyke. Born handsome, black hair, pale skin, a voice that could make grown men forget what they were doing. You were also the boy who taught his younger brother Victarion that men can fly. We can fly, all of us. How will we ever know unless we leap from some tall tower? You said it as a joke. Victarion did not understand jokes. Your other brother, Aeron, was younger and weaker and prayed too loud. There was a door in your father's hall with a rusted iron hinge. Aeron remembers the sound of that hinge for the rest of his life. He does not remember most of what came after the hinge. You remember.
When King Robert expected it the least, a few years into his reign, Balon proclaimed himself King of the Iron Islands. The mainland called it a rebellion. You called it a beginning that was already too small. It was you who told Balon to send the Iron Fleet against Lannisport. Victarion sailed it. Both pieces of that win belong to you. Stannis Baratheon burned the fleet a year later. Robert took the islands. Balon bent the knee. You watched. 2 summers before the kingsmoot, your brother Balon banished you from the Iron Islands. The reason given was Victarion's 3rd wife. The reason behind the reason was that Victarion would have killed you, and Balon was afraid of what came after that.
Victarion had already killed his wife with his own hands. Ironborn law required it. Your laugh required nothing. You laughed when Victarion said goodbye. The silence, your glorious ship, took you out of the harbor that night, and your sails turned for the edge of the world.
The Silence is a galley that has seen every port between Ibn and Asshai. Black sails, dark red hull. The hull stays red because the deck above it has been wet with blood every season of your captaincy. Your nephew Theon will think this thought a few years from now, when he comes to Pyke and notices that Silence is the one ship not at anchor. He will not say it out loud. None of your nephews ever say things out loud about you. Your crew does not say anything at all. They cannot. You took their tongues. Some say you went mad on the Jade Sea, that the storm was so bad your own crew tied you to the mast for 10 nights, and when the storm passed, you cut their tongues out for binding you. The rumor stands.
Rumors are cheaper than truth, and they last longer. You sailed places no Westerosi captain has sailed. Down to Asshai, across the smoking sea, into the cracked, glassed ruins of Valyria, where no man who walks back the same. You boast of it openly to the captains of Old Wick.
Only Roderick Harlaw, the reader, asks you quietly what you carried home from there in your sack. You stop smiling at Roderick for one heartbeat. Then you smile again. You captured a galleass out of Karth. 4 warlocks were on it. One of them, Pyat Pree, of the House of the Undying. One of the 4 threatened you with magic. He fed the other 3 a meal that night. The 3 he fed never threatened anyone again.
You also took the casks of Shade of the Evening from the hold. This is the wine of warlocks. It has been turning the lips of Karth's sorcerers blue for centuries. Your lips are blue now. There may have been one more thing on that ship. Old, carved, bound in Valyrian steel, the horn that no man can blow without dying. You will say later that you found it in the ruins of Valyria. The reader of Harlaw will know better. In every port you put in, the children point. Mothers cross themselves. The men of Ibe draw the sign of the dripping leaf. In Asshai, where they have seen everything, the Shadowbinders look down when your sails come up the harbor.
2 years go by. The silence raids. The casks empty and refill. You forget your first wife and most of your second. In the autumn of 299 AC, your brother Balon Greyjoy falls from a rope bridge in a storm. The storm is suspicious, the fall is suspicious. Asha will say so to anyone who will listen. The damp hair will not believe it for another 5 years. You are at Pyke the day after Balon dies. The sea-stone chair is yours before the body is cold. Lord Sawan Botley says you have no right to it. You have him drowned in a cask of seawater. The chair stays yours. Aeron Damphair calls a kingsmoot. The first kingsmoot the Iron Islands have held in 4,000 years. Captains come from every island to choose a king at Nagga's Hill on Old Wick.
Asha is there. She is the daughter of a king and the captain of her own longship, and she thinks the islands will love her. Victarion is there. He is the strongest hand on the islands, and he thinks the brothers Greyjoy must support each other. And he is going to be Balon's heir if he can stand up straight long enough. The damp hair is there to make sure the drowned god's choice is heard. You are the last to climb the hill. No driftwood crown sits on your head yet. A sailcloth cloak, a smile, an iron weight in a sack at your hip. You speak. We are the Ironborn, you say, and once we were conquerors. Our writ ran everywhere the sound of the waves was heard. My brother would have you content with the cold and dismal north.
My niece with even less. I will give you Lannisport, Highgarden, the Arbor, Old Town, the Riverlands, the Reach. I say we take it all. I say we take Westeros. The captains roar. Out of the sack comes the horn. Cragorn the sailor takes it from your hand and puts it to his lips. He blows. The sound is not a sound. It is a hole in the world that the wind tries to fill. The captains scream and weep and cover their ears. Cragorn falls to the rocks with smoke coming from his lungs. Aeron looks at you across the dais. Godless, your brother says. Godless. Why, Aeron, you reply. I am the godliest man ever to raise sail. You serve one god, damp hair. I have served 10,000. From Ib to Asshai, when men see my sails, they pray.
The driftwood crown comes onto your head on the rocks of Nagga's hill, a dead hornblower at your feet, a brother on your right side who will never forgive you. The driftwood is what the kingsmoot has always used. It will not stay on your head for long. Iron and shark teeth are coming before the year is out. You give plunder to every captain who came. The captains who supported your rivals get land and gold from your hand and learn quickly who they belong to now. The captains who supported you get gifts you did not need to give. They are louder about it. Lord Baelor Blacktide refuses to bend the knee. You have him killed before the feast that night. His sable cloak hangs on your shoulders by the time the meat is served. You raid the Reach. The shields are yours within a season. Lord Hewitt's castle becomes your seat. Lord Hewitt himself sits at your high table, gagged and bound, and his daughters serve the meal you ordered. The bastard daughter is named Falia Flowers. She gives you a suggestion at the feast. The true-born ladies should serve the men naked. You think it is a fine suggestion. You command it. Falia laughs at the table that night. The Hewitt daughters do not. Far away, the maesters at the citadel are watching their candles. Dragons walk Slaver's Bay. You know this. The Crow's Eye has always known this. You send Victarion east. Your brother hates you. He is the brother whose third wife you took. He would have killed you on Pyke if not for the kinslaying taboo. His ships carry the dragon horn that kills the man who blows it. His orders are to find Daenerys Targaryen in Meereen, court her in your name, and bring her home to you as your queen. He will decide on the voyage that he will take her for himself instead. You expect this. The choice is already accounted for. You smile when his sails leave the harbor. He thinks of it later at sea. He hears the Red Priest Moqorro pray over the horn, and he says it to himself. Euron's gifts are poisoned. He says it like a man who has only learned it. The whole Iron Fleet has known it since Pyke. Asha said it best. Tell the Crow's Eye he's afraid of kinslaying, and he'll murder one of his own sons to prove you wrong.
Aeron Damphair is on the Silence. Your mute crew chained him there the day after the kingsmoot. The Damphair did not need to know this beforehand. The priest who would not be silent had finished arguing with you, and his silence after that was the only thing left to take. You feed him shade of the evening, the wine of warlocks. Aeron has not eaten in days, and his lips are turning blue, and his vision is opening into rooms that should not be there. He sees you on a throne of skulls. A second vision opens. He sees you on the Iron Throne, and the gods of Westeros are impaled on the spikes around the chair. A third vision opens. The shape on the throne is no longer a man. It is a column of darkness with one black eye and 10 long arms.
A shadow stands beside it that wears a woman's outline. You stand over him while he screams. The wine carries your voice into him. Things you would never say out loud go into him through the wine. Harlon was you. Robin was you.
Balon went over the bridge because of you. You are a kinslayer. You have always been a kinslayer. The sound of the rusted iron hinge has always been the sound of you opening the door. Kneel, brother, you say. I am your king. I am your God. Worship me, and I will raise you up to be my priest. Aeron does not kneel. You laugh. Before you sail against the red wine fleet at Old Town, a suit of armor goes onto your shoulders that no man in Westeros has worn since the doom of Valyria. Black scale, glyphs,
Runes whose meaning has never been written in any maester's book. Aeron looks at it and tells himself it must be Valyrian steel. You crown yourself again before the battle. The driftwood comes off. Iron goes on, with points filed from the teeth of sharks. This crown will not float. Your captains take their orders. Priests bound to the prows, septons next, warlocks of Karth last. Every holy man you have caught in 3 years of king-making, tied facing the sea. Falia Flowers is bound to the prow of the Silence. She is pregnant. Your mutes have already taken her tongue. Aeron, the godliest man in the Iron Islands, the brother who once feared a rusted iron hinge, is bound to the same prow. The dragons are in the east. The heroes are watching them. Bran Stark is in his cave under the hill, learning what his ancestors did the last time the world ended. He is not watching you. Daenerys Targaryen is on a Myronese pyramid trying to govern a city she cannot understand. She is not watching you. Jon Snow is bleeding into the snow at Castle Black with the word ghost on his lips. He is not watching you. In a temple in Volantis, a red priest stares into the fire at the request of Tyrion Lannister. He says he has seen the others who hunt the Dragon Queen. He has seen one most of all, a tall and twisted thing with 1 black eye and 10 long arms sailing on a sea of blood. You are the crow's eye. You are the storm, the first storm and the last. The sea is rising. Your sails are coming.